Was there Indian influence in Africa? So that is the question. Now, let me show you some images quickly. I'm going to share a screen. So the thing is this, the fact is this, that if you look at the people and culture of Eastern Africa, then you see a great deal of Indian influences there. Take a look at this. These are the natives, present day natives of Eastern Africa. It's either Somalia or Sudan. And these ladies are wearing their indigenous native dress, which looks like the indigenous native dress of that Indian ladies wear. It looks exactly like the sari. And the textiles are again extremely similar, right? So that is one. And take a look at this. This is most likely Somalia or Sudan again. So these ladies are wearing their native dresses. First of all, we can't even tell whether they are Indian or African. They look just like Indians, right? And the dresses are very similar to the dresses that ladies wear in Gujarat, in Western India. So that is another example of how Indian culture, India has a definite influence in Eastern Africa. Right. So okay, let me go back to this. So that's the thing. So if you look at Africa today, Eastern Africa, starting from the Horn of Africa, Djibouti, Somalia, Sudan, Ethiopia, Eritrea, all the way down to Kenya and Tanzania, Zanzibar, etc., we will see unmistakable signs of Indian influence there. We know that Gujarati traders and traders from Kerala in the southern parts of India have been traveling there for centuries. We know that Vasco da Gama was able to discover India because an Indian merchant guided him back all the way to India to the port of Kozhikode. Right, so Indians have been there for several centuries at the very least. But if you look at how deeply Indian culture has infused itself in the local culture there, in the dress, in the way they dress themselves, the textiles that they have, which are very similar to Gujarati textiles. And even if you look at their facial features, they look like Indians. So there is clearly intermingling, genetic intermingling, and very ancient genetic intermingling between the people of India and the people of Eastern Africa. Now, nobody has bothered to study this to try and uncover the true facts of when Indian influence first happened. How old is India's influence in Africa? But there is something that there are certain telltale signs and certain clues that are unmistakable. So, for example, you have the fact that there are Indian zebu cattle in Africa, throughout Africa, especially in northern and eastern Africa, and also in other parts of Africa, sub-Saharan Africa, etc. So, what is the zebu cattle? So, the zebu cattle are indigenous to India. This is the great Indian zebu bull. This is what you see in the ancient carvings and sculptures in Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, and the Sapta Sindhu region, right? So this is the ancient zebu bull, and so this animal, this great ancient animal, is found throughout Africa. Now, it is known that the zebu cattle were present in Egypt around 2000 BCE. So that gives us some kind of a clue as to when India's influence would have started. It's at least 4,000 years before today. And today, these zebu cattle are basically, they have intermingled with the local cattle and they have produced hybrid breeds of cattle. But the zebu influence is unmistakable. Now, these cattle, they don't travel or migrate on their own. They don't say, "Oh, let's go to Africa." No, these cattle are domestic cattle. They have been domesticated in India many thousands of years ago. Essentially, at the beginning of the Harappan phase, in the very dawn of the so-called Harappan phase of Indian civilization. So if they travel to another faraway place, it means that they have traveled with people. It means they traveled with Indian people who went all the way to these faraway lands. So the presence of zebu cattle 4,000 years ago in Egypt tells us that Indians have been present in Africa for at least 4,000 years. So that is the thing. There's been a great deal of Indian influence in Africa in all kinds of ways: genetic influence, cultural influence, the cattle that we see, textiles, clothing, cuisine, customs. It's a very deep and very ancient influence, and unfortunately, no historian has bothered to figure out or try to study or research how ancient this influence is and to what extent it spread, and what was the origin of this. When did India start interacting with the Africas? The fact is this: if Indians could reach Australia 5,000 years ago, well, Africa is much closer. It's much easier to reach. So it's not surprising, considering the fact that they reached Australia 5,000 years ago, it's not surprising that they have also penetrated all the way into Africa. So that's about Africa. It's a very interesting story. It's a very interesting piece of history that is currently mostly unknown to us. Lots of pieces of the jigsaw puzzle are missing, and many pieces are available. So, how do we find out? One of the ways of finding out is to do a genetic study of the African cattle breeds, especially those that have Zebu ancestry. And that would tell us when was the introgression of Indian Zebu genes into African cattle. So, that would give us a very clear marker as to when Zebu cattle first reached Africa, and that would give us a good handle about when Indian people first made their way into Africa. So it's a very interesting piece of history here that we need to be aware of, and our researchers need to investigate